Do you think America will be able to pay back China with all the money that we borrowed from it in the recent year?
Oh, that's a really interesting question. Honestly, we have borrowed an awful lot of money from China. So I think it's at least in the billions. So that is really questionable. What's happening is that it's not going to be where we're going to pay off $2 billion now. It's kind of in steps. So if any of you have ever done like an installment payment, then you know if you buy something that costs $30, but you're going to pay $10 over 3 months, it's kind of like that. Now there is something called interest, of course, which means that you have to pay an extra $5. Maybe, or an extra $3. So that means that China might be making money on it, but at the same time, it's not like we're going to be paying a huge payment off anytime soon. So I think it's still growing, and whether or not we'll pay all of it off is questionable. We're definitely paying some of it, but we are also. If any of you have ever seen the national deficit clock, that thing is pretty scary, and it keeps on growing. So while sometimes $1 will be shaved off, then it's going to go up $5, then it's going to go down $2, then it's going to go up, but it's mainly going up. So whether or not we'll pay all of it off is questionable.
There's time for one more question? Or
oh
no?
yeah, definitely.
Tracia, go ahead. This is a good question. Tracia's shy to begin with, so I'm not surprised that she's kind of.
She ain't shy. You
All right, listen. She wanted to know though, what has inspired you to write Flying Fingers and all of your books and Dancing Fingers?
That's a very good question. Flying Fingers and Dancing Fingers. I would say I really enjoyed writing for a long time. Since I was 4, I've been writing, and so when I was 7, I had written about 300 short stories, and I thought, well, some of these short stories I think are good enough to be published. And I really wanted my work to go out to a wider audience, and so I made a manuscript, I sent out to publishers, really, mostly large publishers. They all rejected me, of course. And then we found a publisher called Action Publishing, and I was lucky enough to call them up and actually get on the phone with the publisher. It was a fairly small publishing house, so I was very lucky in that aspect. And they were really intrigued and gave me the chance to publish Flying Fingers and Dancing Fingers.
So you pretty much brokered these publishing deals on your own?
Yes, and my mom was also very supportive. My parents, my dad, my sister, everyone really had a role in saying, this is something that you can do, we're all for you. And so definitely it was a lot of support and encouragement from the rest of my family.
We had another good question. One more. So I'm sorry. I know I'm past my time limit. I don't want to take up any more of your time. I know you have so much to do, for sure. Pedro, what was your question?
What is your favorite book that you have written?
The favorite piece you've written?
Yeah.
The favorite piece I've written? Well, it's kind of a toss-up between Flying Fingers and Dancing Fingers. They're both really different. So Flying Fingers is short stories, whereas Dancing Fingers is poems. And I have to say that in Flying Fingers, so Flying Fingers is 9 of my short stories. My favorite short story in there is The Spoiled Prince. But in Dancing Fingers, I really like it's really a nice book, and I love that it's all illustrated. So both of them, I would say, have to be my favorite. Well, thank you all very much. And now I wanted to also give you a resource. There's this great game, Mad Money, and I think it's PBS Kids. That's sometimes fun to play. And so that's a cool game to learn about money. And you can also be sure to visit my website, adorasweetalk.com, to learn more about me and my books. And be sure to watch the news. Be sure to learn about what's happening with money, because when you grow up, and if any of you are going into Wall Street or into banking or into economics, or even if you're not, then it's really important to know how money is made, how money is spent, and how you are going to use your money. So thank you very much. I hope you all have a great day, and that you have not lost too much in investing and stuff. Hopefully you've made money. And I'd like to thank your teacher as well. Thank you so much for providing that interesting information and for extracting some amount of speech from students. So thank you very much.
What do we say, everybody?
Thank you.
And good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Definitely.
Thank you.
So.
Good luck, everybody.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we must go.